When you call on a Cadillac prospect, you know that your appearance is going to make an impression, good or bad, and that the first impression you make is important. By the same token, you know that your prospect's first impression of the Cadillac you want to show him can help make or break the sale. What's more, so far as Cadillac or any other luxury car is concerned, first impressions mean more than just appearance. They also mean the way things sound, the way things feel, and the way things operate. All of the first impressions your prospect has of Cadillac value depend on the quality of the operations and tests which were performed during Cadillac's final assembly. Cadillac final assembly, in fact, has a great deal to do with the way Cadillac looks, sounds, feels, and operates.
As a result of Cadillac's final assembly operations, your customer will receive his first impression of Cadillac's performance, ride, comfort, and stopping power as he drives and rides in your demonstrator. In the second meeting of Salescraft Release Number 2, we have seen some of the manufacturing processes and inspection procedures that provide you with valuable talking points on Cadillac's engine, driveline, suspension, brakes, and steering. And these sub-assemblies, as you know, all lead into final assembly. However, before going into final assembly itself, let's examine two other sub-assemblies that assure your customers a good first impression of Cadillac. For example, the jewel-like appearance of Cadillac's bumpers always make an excellent first impression on your prospect. These bumpers are the result of the Cadillac thorough, time-consuming processes which are required to provide a deep, rich, chrome finish bumper. Many competitive bumpers are routed from the press to nickel plating to chrome plating to the car. Not so Cadillac. Just as a starter, Cadillac bumpers are welded so that no bolt heads are visible. This costs more, but contributes to the quality appearance your prospect expects. And you can show it to him in Cadillac. Every Cadillac bumper is first carefully polished so that the steel surface is clean and uniform. Then these bumpers are given a heavy copper plating. Copper serves as a bonding agent between steel and nickel. These jewel-like bumpers are the result of careful polishing. After the copper has been buffed to the brilliant luster shown here, they are again put through another copper bath called a copper strike to build added coverage and assure perfect bonding of the nickel to it. The next step consists of 3 separate plating operations in pure nickel. These are a basic nickel plate called Watt's nickel, then a plating of semi-bright, and finally a plating of bright nickel. The result is one of the heaviest coating bases possible for the fine chrome finish, which is the final step in the bumper plating operation. The end result is the jewel-like appearance of Cadillac bumpers. It is nickel that brings out the chrome color and creates great corrosion resistance. And Cadillac uses 3 times as much nickel as others. In another sub-assembly, the Cadillac hood and front fenders are inspected for ripples and depressions. If any are found, they are corrected. This costs money, but the result is a better first impression, and it is value your prospect will appreciate. Cadillac hoods and front fenders receive 4 color coats of finish, just as does the body at Fleetwood. You'll recall that no other American automobile maker goes to the expense of applying 4 coats of color. But to the Cadillac owner, this means a better, more durable finish. After hood and bumper installation, the car will be complete. Many manufacturers would ship them at this stage. But at Cadillac, this is merely the point at which many other people take over. People engaged exclusively in retouching, buffing, and polishing any slight nick or chip which may have occurred in handling. And it all results in extra value and a talking point which will make an excellent first impression on your prospect. There's an extra value he can hear and feel when you invite him to try Cadillac's doors, hood, and deck lid for opening, closing, and latching. They have a sound and feel, and the latch works right the first time. This brings us to the final assembly line and its fabulous audit system, used for the first time in any motor car plant by Cadillac. The Cadillac audit system consists of teleautograph stations like this at each sub-assembly station along the final assembly line. Each of these audit stations permits the supervisor to telegraph information to the master station at the end of the line and to immediately receive information back should any imperfections in workmanship or sub-assembly be spotted by the inspection team at the end of the main assembly line. For example, here we see the hood and fenders being brought to the chassis as it rolls along final assembly. Fitting and adjustment are done here and inspected before the car moves along to the next assembly operation. If, at the end of the line, the inspectors detect any poor workmanship or imperfection in the hood or a fender, the supervisor of this station is immediately notified and corrections made. This eliminates costly repair to many vehicles, since only a few could have been assembled before the error was corrected. And this, of course, applies to every station along the final assembly line. We have seen how Cadillac assures narrow, uniform gaps where hood, deck lid, fenders, and bumpers are fitted to the body. All of this takes good workmanship, time, and detailed inspection. But it adds to the good impression your customer has of Cadillac's extra value. Further, every Cadillac is given roll tests. At some manufacturing plants, this is a very routine check, which may take 10 seconds or so to accomplish. But at Cadillac, all mechanical functions are checked, and this includes about 250 items exclusive of the engine and transmission. Any defect in any mechanism, such as a power door lock or window regulator, will show up here. If anything does not check out, the audit system advises the station responsible for the defective assembly. And a big exclusive protection for you and your owners is carried out by a group which includes specialized experts in every phase of the car's assembly. You and your customer who benefits from this complex operation might wonder just how good Cadillac must be to reach the shipping dock. The answer is close to perfection. In fact, many are picked at random and returned from the delivery dock to a show-off room, where they are carefully inspected by top management. In addition, 12 cars are driven home each night by department heads, who turn in full reports on their operation and performance the following day.
The goal of everything that is done here is the perfect automobile. Perfect in performance, ride, comfort, handling, and durability. Perfection is continually sought after, and we believe Cadillac comes closer than most in providing complete dependability in every performance area. As a result of the more expensive manufacturing methods and inspection procedures we've talked about here, you can help your prospect receive many first impressions of value which will help him understand that Cadillac costs more because it is worth more. Add the points of value we've talked about here to those we saw and talked about in meetings 1 and 2 of Salescraft Release Number 2. Show your customers that Cadillac offers more of the kind of built-in qualities that are worth more. Our final meeting in this special series is Extra Value with the Owner in Mind. It concerns your Cadillac competition, and it gets you into some specifics you can use to prove that Cadillac is the best value regardless of price. You can see it now or in your next meeting.